What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Come on in. Come on in. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. What's up? What's up, guys? Come on in. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Won't be here too long, but I gotta come in and do my last little check-in for the week. Come on in. How was y'all day? Like, share, invite others, follow. Come on in. Let's get a quick chat with Nye. Y'all know we have a good time when we come on. When Coach Nye into the building, we have a good time. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Come on in. I ask that you guys like, share, and follow. Let's get it started. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. So let's talk about it. Let's get it started. So how was your day? For my returning followers, how was your day? Did y'all take everything that we've been taught this week? You guys applied it to your life, your daily life? Not allowing people to bother you? So listen, evening, sweetheart. Listen. I came on to celebrate. So today I was just going to not join, do a live. I've been tired. I've been real tired. I work, right? And so I am excited because my book has finally made it to the stores. So I posted it on my profile. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for it. So you guys, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. So listen, let's get started. So, thank you for the likes, you guys. Continue to like, share. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I cried of excitement because all of my hard work, it's now my time. I'm in my season. I've worked so hard. I've been through so much in my life. I've been back and forth with people. I've been torn down by people. I've been talked about. I've been just so much, just like so many of you guys. And to see my seeds, the seeds I've sown, and I'm able to harvest them. And this is just me putting my foot in there. One of my other things I've been working on getting the acres, being a farmer. That's my biggest thing, right? I'm excited about that too, because even doing that, that's something that wasn't taught to me, one. And it's not everybody can do it. And the thing with it is, I'm looking at what way can I leave for my kids. Now, granted, they're going to make money. My great-grandbabies are going to make money. Everybody's going to make money. But it's not so much of them having the money in pocket. It's having the asset, the net worth, of the right now, and just watching it grow. Thank y'all for joining. Come on in. So that's the thing. I'm excited to be able to start them off. I'm excited to see where I am now from where I came from. All of the heartbreak that I done came from. All of the people that doubted me. All of the people that talked about me and laughed at me when I started off on this journey. See, I didn't start off on this journey just because I felt the need to be. So you have to be called, and then you have to answer. So I chose to answer. Some people are just earth angels, and I just happen to be one of those type of people that just always wanted to find the good and do right by everybody. And I chose to stand in that, and I chose to be that. I don't go by what the next person do or how they do it. I become the best version of myself, and I always reach back. And that was why it was so important for me to go live. Even though I didn't want anything to do with social media, God was like, no, you're going to do that. I want you to get out here, and I want you to be an inspiration to people. Allow people to see you. And be able to, and you can share your story. Not that you guys just see my glory. You guys can know my story and know that you can do this too. You guys, it's not a certain age that you can start doing something, or you feel that, oh, I'm too old for that. You're never too old for something, because at the end of the day, if I would have looked at, I'm too old for this, my children and my children's children would not be able to eat off the fruits of my labor. They would not be able to eat off of, my hard work, because I chose to say, no, I'm too old for this. So if it's not for anybody else, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. I love you. But if it's not for that, you know what I mean? If you're going to do it for anything else, do it for what you have left. Some people may not have kids, but at the end of the day, you can bring that wealth back to your bloodline. And this is the thing. Your bloodline may not treated you right. They may not have treated you right. Your bloodline may have been the one that drug you the most. Your bloodline may have been the one that took from you. But guess what? The generation that's to come from the bloodline of right now, you can end that mess and that drama, that chaos, that negative thinking. We don't say negative, we say the undesirable. That undesirable thinking. You can end that whole nastiness of shadiness, backstabbing, because you're set in the present. And therefore, you inspire your nieces and nephews, or your great nieces and nephew. And one of them is going to take from that and say, you know what, I want better. And that's how the bloodline get cleaned up. So don't take to heart of what your family do to you. Trust me, I understand. The people that's supposed to love you the most is the ones that hurt you the most and drag you down. But guess what? It didn't stop me. Yeah, it gave me bumps in the road. It made me feel a type of way. It made me always feel sad, like, why, are they treating me this way? Or, then I look at myself like I'm not good enough for that. Thank you for the live and welcome back, cause. Listen. And I would sit back like, well, I'm not good enough. So whatever they say, then that's what it is. And blah, 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 blah. But I had to understand it had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with them. And the reason why I had everything to do with them is because they knew my purpose and they knew my glory. I love you more, Cindy. And they knew if I fully woke up to who I was, it's going to be trouble for them. But see, in their small thinking minds, what they thought was, okay, if she wakes up and find out who she is, then she's going to treat us like, we treated her. That whole Cinderella effect. See, they thought, keep Cinderella down, and then send us stepsisters, we're going to be above her. But if she only find out who she is and stand up, then she might treat us like we treated her. And see, that's not the case. When you're blessed, you don't think that way. The last thing you do is think revenge. That is far from my mind. When people mistreat me, listen, it's hard sometimes, because one thing about me is I'm a seer. I can see the spirit in you. I can see the spirit in you. When I look at you, and I can see and tell you that you're beautiful, because I can see the spirit in you. And that's something you don't know about me. So I know that if I treat you even just a piece of how you treated me, I know revenge is the Lord. He gave me a gift to be able not to be ran over. Thank you for following. Not to be ran over. No, that's not what God wants me to do. He will never want somebody to run over me. What he wants me to do is learn in that moment. Teach that person in that moment. And ladies, men that you have dated, let me tell you something. We get so upset and we just like, oh, when he leave, and then we look at, you have some women that go out and they like, okay, I'm going out and I'm going to go get me another man, and I'm going to go get this revenge body, and I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go do that, and I'm about to look real good, and he going to want me back, and and I ain't going to take him back because I'm doing me now. I'm feeling me. And then you go out there, you make a fool of yourself because you start doing stuff that you don't do. You start going to the clubs. You start hanging out with people you don't hang out with, because 9 times out of 10, you might see him there. You want to be seen. You start posting all these subliminals. You start posting a picture here. Start doing this, that, and the third. And then guess what? At the same time, he's been looking at you all along. He may be with old girl, but he's been looking at you all along. Vice versa. Same for the male and the women. They've been following you all along. You don't have to put in all that work. What you got to do is go within and heal. And when you go within and heal, that's what's going to make that woman want you. That's what's going to make that man want you. See, a lot of times I knew who I was supposed to be in the seasons that I was in. I knew that I'm supposed to be, because I know I'm a praying woman. I know that, I'm very spiritual. I know these things. But the people that was around me didn't understand who I was. Thank you, Coach, for the like. They didn't understand who I was. So therefore, I didn't want nobody to feel uncomfortable. And I didn't want anyone to feel like, okay, they can't be themselves around me because they put me up on a pedestal. Well, I was brought into their life to be put up on that pedestal. Thank you for the follow. To be put up on that pedestal so that I can inspire and help them get to the next level. But we play ourselves short because we just want to get along. So when a man leave you, when a woman leave you, when you decide to leave a man, when you decide to leave a woman, understand it's not a bad thing. You can't leave someone and do this. Now you're all in their business. Thank you, Peggy. Now you're all in their business. You want to know what they're doing. You create a fake page. You all on their page. You creating, sneaking around, riding past their house, doing all these different things. See, I've never been that type of person. I know that men are used to it. I know it was a guy I dated. He just swore up and down it was me. But guess what? It wasn't me. I was at home. with my kids. I'd be damned if I leave my kids to come right around your house. And you probably, 9 times out of 10, he was staying with his mama or somebody else. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for the nonsense. I don't have time for the trash. I don't have time for any of those things. If I left you alone, trust me, I know at the end of the day you're gonna be back. And you're gonna be back because of the fact you know what you lost. Because what was on the other side, what you went and you chased. See, in those seasons when they're in the chasing season, you can't stop them. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do. You can go get a BBL, you can go get a makeover, you can go do whatever you want. If that man is in the chasing season, he gonna chase them skirts. He chasing them all day, all long. For women, for men, if that woman is in the look at me season, pick me season, look at me, I'm feeling good about myself, it's nothing you can do. If she's in there chasing the gray sweatpants man, then hey, it's nothing you can do. You can't stop her. You can't go do anything to make that woman see you how you want her to see you. She sees nothing in you and everything and everybody else. So what she's doing is breaking you down and trying to piece together a man. If I could find a man that looked like the one I'm chasing, but treat me like the one that I'm with, man. But you know what? I'm willing to settle for better because I'm in the chasing season. I'm feeling myself right now. So I'm willing to go find out. I'm willing to go play with this guy right here in the gray sweatpants. And that's okay. Because as I talk about, let her cook. Let her do her thing. Let him do his thing. Your job is to focus on you. Your job is to go within, heal. Figure out, why are you attracted to something that don't want you? Why are you sitting in the room crying over something that don't want you? I mean, we've all done it. We've all done it. But this is what got me up. After the first night of woe it's me, it wasn't so much that I was crying because he don't want me. Because I was raised a little different. I was raised by my daddy. So I had a lot of tomboy tendencies. I wasn't tapped into my emotions. So what my issue was? I can't believe I let him play me. I had a lot of pride. As a woman, I had a lot of pride. So my thing was, oh, you tried it. You tried to make me look stupid. So that was my biggest thing. So now I got a problem with you. It's not because you left me. Fine, go about your business. It's the fact that you played with me. And that's what I had to sit in. Who are you to play with me when I'm the prize the entire time? I'm the prize. I'm the prize. I'm the one. I'm the boss. I'm the table that can seat a table of 12. I'm the one that got it going on. I'm the one that's blessed. I'm anointed. So who are you? How dare you? How dare you play with me when I took the time to even invite you into my space? You wasn't even good enough to be in my space. I made you good enough to be in my space. You was insecure of being in my space, but I made you comfortable to be in my space. How dare you? How dare you? No, it's not how that goes. So that's why I say you guys have to go within. You have to go within. You got to go within and heal, because it's something in you that's attracting this. You cannot sit around and constantly do the, whoa, it's me. It keep happening to me. I'm so sad. This is always happening to me. You can't be like that. You got to understand, okay, in this point, I'm the problem. I am the problem here. Because I keep attracting the same type of person, which is the same type of energy, different person. So I'm the problem. So how do I fix that? Well, go within. Childhood trauma. What happened? You got abandonment issues. How do you fix those abandonment issues? How do you fix that? Well, you fix that by identifying what it was. Okay, when your mom, your dad, whoever it was, always made you feel like you wasn't important enough. When you always looked for acceptance. You just wanted to be acknowledged, acceptance, and it wasn't given to you. Thank you for the follow. It's those type things that you have to look at. You got to go back and heal that. You got to say, going back and healing your childhood trauma does not mean that you go to everybody that hurt you growing up. Thank you for the likes. That's not what you do. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but a healthy way of doing it is acknowledging it. Sometimes you may need to speak to that person and say what it is. Sometimes you do. But for me, because you got to look at this, 9 times out of 10, if you go to the person that hurt you in your childhood, they will deny it. Because you got to remember, those same people, if they were doing wrong to you in your childhood, they also try to make you look like you're crazy. So nobody would believe what you were saying. So imagine going back to that person now in your adulthood and checking them. What's going to be said? They're never going to acknowledge it. They're never going to acknowledge it. They're going to try and gaslight you to make you feel like you crazy, something wrong with you, and you ain't wrapped tight. Yeah. So here's a healthy way of doing it. Journal. Write it all down. Write down who hurt you. And then you let it go. Sometimes it's hard to forgive a person. You don't have to go to somebody. You know, the most sarcastic thing that I can't stand when a person does this, when a person goes to someone and say, I forgive you. Okay. No one asked you. Yeah, you are the one that's hurt. But for you to go to a person that hurt you, I forgive you. What are you looking for? Because they didn't come to you and say, I'm sorry. They don't need to know that you forgive them. Because now it's becoming unhealthy. Because now what you're about to do is pick a fight. No. If that person has not offered you an apology, you got to be okay with that. You have to learn to be okay with people not offering you an apology. You have to learn to be okay with people never acknowledging that they did you wrong. I got family members right now. If I was to go back to any of them, and 9 times out of 10, all of them going to cry. They're going to cry big crocodile tears. And then, clutch their pearls. And deny it. And then once they see I'm not coming up off their neck, then it's, I didn't know you felt that way. That's not how it was supposed to be. You knew exactly what you did to me. You knew exactly how you treated me. But I get no pleasure out of that. What I allow them to do, I allow God to handle them. I get no pleasure out of making somebody feel less than or feel like I feel. I'm never going to do it. I'm okay with them never acknowledging it. You know what I respect more? Is like right now I'm minding my business and they decide, hey, you know what, Coach Knott, you got time to talk? It's some stuff that I've been dealing with all these years. And I look at, I know I mistreated you. Yeah, I was a messed up person. When I did that. But what they're thinking is, since I never said anything about it, I don't even remember when it happened. I can remember all the way till I was 4 years old. Let's not ever get it twisted. I'm 43 years old. So in their mind is, she probably will never remember. I do. but they're just not that important in my life for me to care. I can love you and be okay with not dealing with you. Because now I'm at a season, let me tell you something. Everything has been going so good for me. Slowly, I don't know where God is taking me next. And I get emotional because I don't know what's next, but I know nothing but great things is coming to me. I don't know how I'm going to get to the promised land that he promised me, that he gave me the vision of. I just know that one day when I wake up, I'm going to be there. So in these times, I'm trying to learn how to enjoy the journey. It was times that I tried everything because I love unconditionally. So, like I said, the people that's attached to me, I want them gone. If I attach to you, it's a blessing. Whatever I attach to is going to win. But the ones that attach to me always seem to suck me dry, take my energy, because they're selfish and they're self-centered. And all they want is a piece of what I got. And the craziest part is, once they attach to me, I'm going to detach them. And sometimes they detach themselves because they get just enough of what they need from me to go on about their business. They come into my life and be a part of that so they can learn what is the next step so I can hurry up and do this too. Because you can do everything that I do, but you can't do it like me. I bet you can't do it like me. Nope. The thing is, you can take every idea I have. I am protected. I am cloaked. Everything that God, the vision that God has given me, I am cloaked. It is covered. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be shaken because it is meant for me. You can try and do it. You can do everything that I do. You can even write the way I write. You can create the same book that I write. It's not going to work for you because it's my blessing. And then you know how good God is? He'll let you write it and allow me to get paid off of it. Do you understand? What's for me is for me. Can't nobody take that from me. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the likes. So yeah. So the season that I'm in, I'm sorry guys, I got sinuses. But the season that I'm in right now, in this season, I'm doing nothing but winning. And the more that I bless others and I stand in my purpose, I'm going to be blessed. The more that I do what my job is, and I do it without a heavy heart, I do it with, the purpose of bringing him glory and not doing it so I can get paid. I never think about the money. Now, the money's going to come. Nobody want to work for free. But when you're working in your purpose and standing in your power, the money is going to come. It's going to come. I don't worry about what's next. I don't worry about, how I'm going to get this started. All I do is take all the ideas and the visions that he give me. I write it on my board. And once I write it on my board, then it becomes locked in. And you can come over here. You can read my board, screenshot it, and you can go out and do the same thing. Your money will be limited. Mine will be forever generated because it's the ideas and the creations and the works of my hands that's going to give it life. So you guys, when you guys are out here focusing on yourself, like I said, age doesn't matter. I don't care how old you is. If you have a vision, get to it. Get to it. Prepare the generation. See, I restored it back to my bloodline. It is in the beginning phases, and that's okay. God is going to allow me to see it through. Yes, he is. And I'm going to be right here. And the great thing about it is my son, my nephew, and my great niece. they get to start right at the beginning with me. So they get to see how it's supposed to be done. They can go, they know from first step. They're going to know it like the back of their hands, that they can treat, because they are right here in the beginning while it's happening. So I'm telling you guys, blessings on top of blessings. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I can't get enough of just thanking God for where he got me at right now, today. I hope y'all had a great day. Like, share, invite others. And you guys follow. I'm a little tired. And I was told to rest, and I need to rest. And last night I went in some prayer, and I talked with God. I talked with him, and thanks for the follow. Something happened in the midnight hour in my room when I asked him to detach some things from me. When I tell you, I was on my knees, up out of my sleep, because it felt like something was being snatched out of me. And at first I'm crying. I'm trying to cry, but I can't cry because it's snatching the breath out of me. I'm trying to get comfortable. I can't get comfortable. It's like I kept getting beat down, like it was snatching out my spine. But in there, I remember I asked God a specific thing, and it's happening. And I got to go through this process. It was very uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. But I had to go through the process. And that process got me on the other side. Now, when I got up and then when I finally was able to go to sleep, I had to get a heating pad, my massaging pad. But baby, when it was over with and I went through the process, the way I slept like a baby. Because I went through the process. I didn't do, because I started calling out to God like, God, please, what is this? What is this? What is this? I don't know what this is, because it hurted so bad. I was in pain. And I'm like, what? I went to bed fine. I don't have any medical issues. Let me tell you something. When I got up this morning, I couldn't do nothing but give him thanks and just think about the experience, because it was a different type of experience, but I asked for it. So now it's like I'm starting over fresh, because things can't attach to me anymore. I attach to it. And if I ain't coming to attach to you, you won't be a part of my life. And that's where you have to get to that point of, what do you want in your life? Who do you want in your life? How do you want those people to be in your life? I done been through too much hell. I done been through too much. I've been through so much. How dare I allow someone else into my life to celebrate with me when they did not want to be there and stand next to me when I was going through it? How dare I disrespect the spirit that helped me get to this place by allowing somebody, or allowing the people that cared nothing about me, that talked about me, that drug. Oh, it was funny. When I first started this whole thing, see, they didn't know the vision. When I first started, oh, it was funny. It was funny to a lot of people. And I'm like, God, in this moment, this is not something I want to do right now. Right now, in this moment, God, I don't want to go and be seen. I didn't even have a social media. I don't want to open a social media, because what is it going to look like? Because I went through a divorce. What is it going to look like is, oh, she going through a divorce and now she's doing this. You see, I was worried about what people thought and what people said. And I'm like, God, this is not the time that I want to do it. But he said, this is the perfect time, because this is the time that I'm about to pull you out your season. This is the time. And I get emotional about it, because in that moment, I was willing to walk away for the blessings that he had for me, because I was worried about what people said. In that moment, I was sitting around thinking, well, if this person see this, then they're going to think this. And they're going to think that. But God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do your work. But it was time for me to wake up. See, it's the fact that he hid me in plain sight. And my time is now. The time has come. It's time has come, daughter, that you need to stand up. And you need to do and be what I told you to be. See, I gave you all these visions all these years ago. But you decided that, hey, I'm not ready for it. But at the same time, God wasn't ready for me to do it. He just needed to show me what it is that I needed to do. And the reason why he showed me what it is that I needed to do, see, I need to back up a little bit. He showed me so I could get ready. And all the challenges that came in my life, I sat back and I'm like, okay. At first, I was running from them. First, I was letting people run over me. Then, all of a sudden, I started fighting back. Then, all of a sudden, I stopped caring what people think. Then, I started thinking, like, you know what? Y'all ain't my friend. Why should I want you in my life? Then, I started realizing that I'm the prize. Then, I started realizing I'm the boss. Then, I realized how successful I was. I didn't even know how successful I was. I was just going through the process because all I wanted to do was be able to feed my babies, do my job, go shopping if I want to, mind my business. That's all I wanted. I didn't want all this extra stuff that was going on. All I wanted is to be left alone. But in the moments of me being left alone, that's when he needed me not to be left alone. See, all this time while everybody else going through the 2020 COVID and, the shutdown, the lockdown, all this time, for most people, they was just going through the lockdown. They was miserable. You had people outside still trying to party. But me, I was sitting in my room. I was sitting in my house, and I was fine with sitting in my house. Everybody else is miserable. I was fine sitting in my house. But what was happening for me, yes, we all were isolated, but I was isolated spiritually because I never had a problem with being in the house. But now he needed to isolate me spiritually. And the reason being is because now nobody's going to try and come and attach to me because nobody gets to see me. Nobody can see the glow in me. Nobody can see the spirit in me. So now isolate me spiritually. So now he get to deal with me one-on-one. But it was so funny when everybody decided that COVID was over and the lift was up and everybody could go back outside. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be around nobody. I felt vulnerable. I felt like, oh no, I ain't got no shield. I start seeing everybody mask off. Okay, this person ain't no good. And it starts scaring me. I don't want to be around that. Oh, that's dangerous. I don't want this. I start seeing the monster in everything. I start seeing the world for just what it was. See, while everybody else was in COVID-19 and isolation, I was in isolation too, but I was in isolation spiritually. So he could teach me something. And I got to see everybody with their mask off. Then I realized I don't want anybody touching me. I don't want nobody around me. See, I am joy. And when I am not in the room, pitiful poor you. It's when I show up in the room because it's on me. It's in me. This is when days get better. And I always tell people, when you walk in the room, have you ever walked in a room and everybody in that room just stop and start staring at you? They stop talking. They look you up and down. And then you got the females that want to give you the up and down look. They want to start some mess. See, you don't want no smoke with me. And that's all I used to look at it. Thank you for following. All I used to look at is you don't want no smoke with me. I'm the last person that you want smoke with because at that time I was still about that life. But because I didn't look like it, they would try me all the time. But now when I'm in the space now, I understand when I walk in that room, it has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with wanting smoke and what you gonna do. No. It has everything to do with the spirit that's in you and who you are, whose you are, what your purpose is, and people can see that through you. Your gifts is what intimidate people. So when I walk in the room, it's not that they see me. It's just that what happens before you walk in the room? The spirit walks before you. The spirit gets in the room. The spirit goes in the room first. That glow, that spirit, that joy, it enters the room first. So just like they said, you can't look at God because it's too amazing. It's too beautiful. So when Moses came off the mountain, he had that face. He was just glowing. Hair white, he glowing. Because he just seen the presence of God. He was in the presence of God. So let's look at that. Let's reel it back. We're created in his image. We are his children. When you walk into a room and people just staring at you and you just floating, see the unhealed version of you, you get insecure. And you're like, oh no, why are they looking at me like this? I don't like that. And they don't like me. And all because your insecurities show up first. Your insecurities show up and then your insecurities looking and telling you, That inner voice, that childhood trauma, that unhealed version of you is telling you, thank you for sharing the live, is telling you, hey, your hair's probably messed up. You probably got something hanging out your nose. Your wig probably done shifted. You know, I don't know what it is, but it's something about the clothes you got on. I told you not to wear that outfit today. That's why everybody looking at you. And all of a sudden you shrink yourself. You tell yourself, I'm not important. I'm beneath everybody in here. And the whole time everybody looking at you like, oh my God, who is this? I want to be her. She ain't even said nothing yet. And I want to be her. Who is she? How dare she come up here and outshine me? Everybody was just looking at me. You done caught the attention of everybody because the spirit that's in you. The spirit that's in you done showed up. And then when that spirit shows up, now everybody focuses on you. Now what you gonna do? You gonna stand in that? You gonna stand in your purpose and in your power? Thank you for the likes. You gonna stand in that, or are you gonna run back, embarrassing the spirit? Because the spirit just showed up high and mighty, like, yeah, we here, baby. Yeah, we here. See, this is the thing. He showed up first, right? And then here you come, because he's standing there talking tough noise. Oh, when Coach Nye get up in here, when y'all realize Coach Nye, oh, she tough. Y'all ain't gonna come for her. And she pretty. And she got it together. And she speaks well. And she just flows. See, I don't walk. I float. Because when you're healed, you float. You understand how gracious you are. You understand how beautiful you are. You understand who you are, whose you are, and your purpose, right? You stand in your power. You just show up. You ain't thinking about nothing. So you just float your tail on up in there. But when you're unhealed and the spirit shows up and the spirit's like, yep, top dog coming in here. Come on, Coach Now. And you come in there and then you make yourself small. Now he done did all this talking. Big talking about you. He did all this big talking about you because he's proud of you. He been working on you. He did this just for you to show up and run with your tail tucked because somebody in the room looking at you. No. And that's why you got to get healed, because I'm telling you, when I show up in the room, watch out. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you view me. I don't care what's going on in your mind. When old Coach Nash show up in there, because I'm floating through, I'm just going to glide on through. And when I come in, I'm going to speak. I'm going to command the room. I'm going to allow people to acknowledge. They already acknowledge. But at the same time, what I'm saying is they're going to know I'm there. I don't come in with the arrogance. I don't come in with the you see it. I don't come in that way. I come in the same way the spirit came in. The spirit came in and here he is. What's up? I'm here. That's what the spirit did. And when I show up, hey, how's everybody doing? I don't care if I don't know you. You enter the room and you speak. But you know what? Some people are so ignorant, and some people have so much low self-esteem and insecurities. When they walk in the room, they don't speak. And the reason they don't speak is because they're unhealed and they think somebody's looking at them, when nobody even cares nothing about you. Yes, you got your little bun on top of your head. Yes, you missing all your edges. Yes, all these things. Yes, your foundation ain't matching. Yes, your wig is sliding off to the side. All these things are happening. Yes. And the only reason those things are happening, because that's what you're saying to yourself, because you're insecure. You're showing up saying all those things when everybody else is looking at the spirit that just walked in. Some people, it's some nasty people out there. It's some people that's just very, very nasty. And they don't even realize the spirit. Listen, you hear people say, you can't have the spirit of God in you because you got a nasty attitude. You got a this. Listen, you have people that sit in jail right now and they got themselves in situations, but they were chosen. Their spirit is not bad. It's just their actions. They chose to do that. And when you can look at somebody and say, hey, just something about that person. And something about that person. So when that person shows up because of what they were taught the insecurity. It's learned behavior. It's learned behavior. You're calling out all of your flaws and issues before somebody else called it out, because as you were growing up, somebody did that to you. So you rather say it before somebody else can say it. I had people, you get people that say, oh, this shirt ugly. My whole thing is, well, why you put it on? Why you got it on? Because whatever I put on, it may be ugly to somebody else. But because I'm Coach Nye, I'm putting this on and it's about to look fly. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Because my confidence in who I am is about to make it look real good. And that's how you have to be. You got to be secure in everything that you do. And you can only be that way when you go within and heal. Yes. Listen, I'm on a high today. I'm emotional. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I got news today. My publisher, she sent me the picture of my book being in Barnes & Noble. I'm grateful because even though I knew it was going to be in stores, it's the fact that who I was, the type of person I was and the type of person I am now because I chose to heal. The person that hid behind everybody else, right? But put on the front like I'm so tough, but really hiding, afraid to say things. I remember and I had to still go in and heal because here's the thing. I still think about my father when he was in the hospital. Every time he went to the hospital, I'll show up. Because my fear of him leaving me, my fear of if I chastise, I get on these nurses, making them do their job, then when I leave, they're going to mistreat my father. So I would downplay everything and I go along with whatever they say. Like, oh, okay, cool. I'm sorry, I'm spitting. Good thing nobody else in here. So, but I go along with whatever they say. When the whole time, I think like, why didn't I? And this is true. My dad was like, give me 1 second. Let me get some tissue. Get my life together. Matter of fact, I'm bringing a whole box. But my dad was 80 pounds. And I just wanted to pick him up and just sit him in my lap. And I was okay with that. But I didn't want him to feel a type of way, There's so many things I wish I would have done. But because I was coming from an unhealed place, I allowed fear to stop me from the healing powers that I do have. One thing about me, that's a gift I have, to heal. If it's his time, it's his time. I can't do nothing about that. But it was times I could have just held him. Prayed over him. Okay, let me get my life together, right? And so in those times of me not healing, those were the things that I would do. I would just make myself real small. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for following. Thank you for sharing, you guys. Invite others. So in those moments and in those times and, going through the whole healing, because now it's time for me to heal. Now God want to wake me up in the mix of everything. And another thing about that, when the time that he waking me up telling me, Coach, now you need to do these things. You got to do this. It's time. Your time is now. Your time is now. Remember, Mary said, Jesus, make this wine, They done ran out of wine. Make this wine. He turned the water into wine. But he told her, it is not my hour. It's not my time. So just like I kept saying, well, I don't think I'm ready yet. I kept telling God, no, it was my hour. It was my time to go into the whole spiritual awakening, to go into the whole figuring out what is going on, to go into the whole dark night of the soul, as we say. And I had to break it all down. But the one thing that I was trying to run from, because when my father passed, I chose not to grieve him. I felt that was the best thing for me. That was my best friend. I understand it's not healthy, but at the same time, I was unhealed. These are things that I felt would get me better. Because the reason why I felt it was going to do me right is because I didn't have friends here. I didn't have family here. And then my family, it seemed like they didn't understand because nobody really checked on me like that. They'd check on me here and there. Now, I had an auntie that would call constantly. But my immediate family, they knew how close I was to my father, and it was just like, oh, she's fine, she's a strong one, oh well, blah 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 blah, okay, fine. So I didn't want to deal with it because I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, and I need to be able to continue taking care of my boys. I can't have any mental breakdowns, right? So that's what happened. I didn't deal with it. His birthday came, I did not acknowledge it. Father's Day came, I did not acknowledge it. I would not acknowledge anything because in my mind, that's it. I had a vehicle. I went and traded it in because he rode in that vehicle with me. I did all those things so I didn't have to deal with it. And because he rode in that vehicle with me. I did all those things so I didn't have to deal with it. And that's been my whole life. When I don't want to deal with something tough, I run from it. I replace it. I replace it with something. I replace it with, okay, well, you know what? I need to go make another purchase. I need to do something that's going to make me happy. And that was the unhealed version of me. That's what we do. When you're unhealed, you run from the process that's supposed to happen naturally because God created us to have these emotions. And I cannot believe I'm on live crying. But here's the one thing about healing. I understood. Now I understand. I understand now that it is okay. Emotions are to be had. Emotions are to be dealt with in that moment. And I understand what emotion goes with what. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is when you do these things, when you go and heal and you tap in, you stop running. You stop running from things that's supposed to happen. It's life. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen. So in the process of me healing and he has me stepping up, I'm telling you, it would be days that I would sit and I would cry. And that's why when I look at the book that I wrote and I look at everything that I've done and everything that's coming to fruition now, I'm looking at everything that I worked so hard for and all the things coming that I'm harvesting. I'm grateful. But what people don't understand is in those times, in the beginning, I was trying to figure it out. I would get on live and do what he tell me to. No, I didn't do live. When I would do the videos, I would do what he would tell me to do, and I would do it. And I would come out and motivate everybody else, and then I would get off. And I'd be crying, and I'd be sad because I'm hurting. Because going through the healing process, you hurt. You go through so much. It's like breaking bones. You know, you're touching levels that you ran from years. You're healing these things. You're learning that you're accepting now, like, how hard you worked and how bad people mistreated you. You're looking at all the people like, hey, all these people did these things to me. And you got to find a way to deal with it without snapping back at them. You know, and still coming and doing his work like he's telling me. Listen, all I wanted to do was open my Not Fitness business, and I just wanted to teach people how to work out. That was it. I wasn't trying to, shake up no trees, trying to do nothing, trying to be seen or anything. All I wanted to do is teach you how to train, how to be the healthiest you can be. That's it. That is it. That's my forte. That's my thing. That's why I can get it done. I know how to do these things. So that was my only thing. But God said, oh, no, you're going to do this. You're going to start the side chat with I. Okay, God, I don't really want to do that. Then you're going to start the podcast. And what people don't understand, all this time I'm losing sleep. I'm working through the night. See, everybody think like, oh, it just happened. Like overnight, she just all of a sudden became this person. No, I went through some stuff. I lost sleep. You know, there was no one else there. I didn't have friends. Everybody that I reached out to and I did ask to help, they all was like, oh yeah, I'll have your back. And then when I reached out and said, hey, I need you to have my back, they was nowhere to be found. They had this going on. They had that going on. So starting a business all by myself, making sure I get my accessories, finding a company to get my shirts and everything made, to get my apparel made, to get the workouts made. I had to sit at night and draw up these plans for my workout programs. I had to sit also writing this book. I had to sit and teach folks how to meditate. I'm teaching life coaching. Also, I'm going to school to learn how to do life coaching. And at the same time, I got my regular 9 to 5 and I'm a mom taking care of my boys. And then I'm going to the gym to train. And then on top of that, personal training people. See, my life, it was so full. And nobody saw that part. All they seen was, okay, I need. They steady take it from me while I'm still trying to succeed because God told me this is what I got to do. So now I'm sitting out here doing all these things. I'm doing all these things. I'm tired. I'm wore out. I did not know what was happening. I was doing a journal. He told me to just journal. For months and months, I'm journaling. I'm getting woke up out my sleep. I'm journaling. And then he said, write a book. Now, God, if I ain't got enough on my plate, what book? What am I going to talk about? I'm not ready to tell my story. Tell your story. I'm not ready to tell my story. What story? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do in this moment? Because I'm confused. I'm tired. You know, I'm going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, back up at 6:30. God, what is it that you want me to do? And then he told me to open up the journal. That's my book. And then he told me to look back over the videos I was making, the podcasts I was making. Everything aligned with the journal, the topics, the journal, everything that I was teaching that I thought I was just doing in vain. Like, I didn't even know if I was doing this right. I didn't even know if this is what I was really supposed to be doing. I'm like, God, what am I doing? I thought, like, you know what? I got to be losing my mind. I think I'm going crazy. I think I am losing my mind. And he told me, no, you're not. And so as he kept going and kept pushing me, I realized the book was already written. The book was written because I have been journaling the whole time. So when I talked to the publisher, I said, hey, I got a book. She said, well, how long is it going to take you to get the stuff to me? I said, give me 2 weeks because I have to put it on digits. And, you know, nobody thought I was serious. Because I had another guy. He had his radio station and he's just like, hey, he said he'll help me get some stuff. And I was trying to figure out, he had his radio station and he's just like, hey, he said he'll help me get some stuff. And I was trying to figure out, he helped me find a way to do my banner. And I was telling him, he was like, well, you can come here and promote your book. He was like, when will your book be done? I said, help me get some stuff. And I was trying to figure out, he helped me find a way to do my banner. And I was telling him, he was like, well, you can come here and promote your book. He was like, when will your book be done? I said, my book is done. You know, I just have to send it to the publisher. It's done. See, he didn't think I was for real either. He kept coming to me saying like, yeah, but you know you got to get the book done. Because most people, they say what they're going to do. But see, you don't know me. See, me, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm about that life for real. I'm real business. I'm real talk. And so I sent it to her. And I'm like, why is it taking so long to get done? And then somebody asked me, because I was getting so frustrated with everything. Because I did all this. I got the workout program. I'm finally done with everything. And now I'm sitting like in this waiting season. Nothing's happening. I'm getting frustrated. Like, God, I did all this in vain. What is going on? I'm frustrated. Like, what? I did all this. Spent all the little money I had to, you know, start the business up and do everything I needed to do. What is the problem? Thank you for the likes and shares. Invite others join. I'm thinking to myself like, God, what is the problem? And then someone told me, my friend, he said, now you got to look at it. You move really fast. You have to allow these things to catch up to you. And I sat back like, okay, I see what you're saying. But I had to understand in this season, because God keep telling me it's gonna happen so fast, like in Amos. It's gonna happen so fast, it's just gonna blow my mind because everything's gonna happen. So now I'm waiting, like, okay, I did everything I was supposed to do, so boom, tomorrow. I was in a waiting season because this is where he tests my patience. Because now I did what I was supposed to do that's supposed to generate the things that I need. Now he has to work on the people that's attached to me that I have not detached from me yet. Then once I did that, then he had to work on the people I am still attached to, and I'm calling them friend. Excuse me. I'm calling them sis. I'm calling them bruh. I'm calling them family. I'm calling them all these things. I'm still attached to those people. So he had to start allowing me to let these people go, because they can't go where I'm going. It does not mean that I have to stop talking to them, or what. It does not mean that I have to, go to them and say, hey, we out of here. No, what it means is the places where I categorize them at in my life, they don't need to be there. You call her sis. No, she is associate. Categorize her what she needs to be. Hold on, let me call her sis. No, she is associate. Categorize her what she needs to be. Hold on, let me put this on. And so that's what I had to learn. And once I started doing that, the aha moments, things start unfolding little by little. Small little pieces of my blessings start coming in because I'm doing right. Then he had to test me with the people that you let go a year ago and years ago. What are you going to do? Oh my God, they all came back. And guess what I did? Put them back in my life where I felt they needed. No, that's not. So now I'm back in the pause. I'm trying to figure out, God, why am I not moving forward? Because he just tested me and I'm still holding on to something. And then it took me a little while, and then I had to realize. And when he started showing me these exes that were coming back, these so-called friends that were coming back, oh, wait a minute. I had to really look at it. You meant me no good at all. You never meant me any good. It's like I had the aha moment, like, what am I your friend for? It was because I was a people's pleaser. So I was still people pleasing. That's something I needed to go back and heal from. It does not mean that I needed to be mean or mad or frustrated with people. It just meant that I needed to go fix that. And so once I went and fixed that, now it's like, okay, distance myself. Get away from me. So now my next step is phone number change. That's where I'm at in my life now. Phone number change. Because my next level, you definitely cannot contact me. That's where it's at. That's where I'm at in life. We're not doing that anymore. You have lost all connections and contacts with me. And it's not that I'm going to care, because I know I was a good friend, a good, family member, or whatever it was. I was good to you. I was always a good person. So I never mistreat anybody, so it doesn't make me feel bad when I disconnect completely. So that's how you have to be in your healing journey. You cannot heal one part and then God bring you your significant other or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, and then you like, yeah, I'm good. We're just going to go to church and we're just going to do this. No. Keep healing, because you got more blessings coming. You just holding up the process because you did the once and done. So I'm about to cut it and go cook dinner for my boys and get myself situated for the night. But I wanted to come on here, you guys, because I said everything that I do, every milestone that I have, the ones that's been following me for day one, I'm going to always come and celebrate with you guys. So you guys, right now, my book is in stores. It is in Amazon as well. Go to my profile and go to my profile and you guys can see it. I thank y'all so much. I thank you so much for all you done. I ask that you stay positive, stay focused. And I will see you next time, okay? Coach Nye out.